multi-stage aerobic capacity test that progressively gets more difficult as it continues.
That's why I'm sure that ahead of here is something.
Testing, 1, 2, 3, testing. Hello, what's up? I just kind of had an exorcism. Oh god, there it goes. I've got something stuck in my throat for some reason. I don't think I'm ill. I'm not ill. But, it's weird. I tried to talk and it was just a rasp. Odd. Hope everyone's well. It's been a second since I streamed. I do want to get back more into streaming. I've just been busy the last recent time span, something. But yeah, I'm also planning to build a PC at some point. I don't know if it'll be soon. I finally got around to updating my PC part picker list. So hopefully that'll be a thing. Maybe in the new year, maybe January, February. I do want it to be kind of soon because I don't know. I had this weird. I don't know. I'm not being rushed by anything, but it'd be nice to. I've been saving up for a long time, and it'd be nice to make that a thing at some point. So, something to look forward to, and hopefully streams after that will be a bit more streamlined, pun intended. But yeah, let's switch over to the desktop. Everything's taking forever. So, as the title probably implies, I have been messing around with Minecraft mods. Yay! With JavaScript, because that's a thing. It was a bit of a pain to set up, but managed to do it. And, that's exciting. I haven't really dug too much into it. Sam, what's up? How are you, friend? How is it going? I'm guessing my tea that I chucked over to you didn't make it, so I apologize for that. But, isn't it late in Narnia? It's only 10 o'clock. Well, I guess that is kind of late. It's not really that much later than Squib streams. And he stays up late. I'm planning only to maybe go to about midnight, so maybe a 2-hour stream. We'll see. I hope you're well. I feel like Squibs hasn't streamed recently, has he? No. I haven't missed anything. I don't think I have. It sort of made it, but directly struck my head and I passed out. Someone had stolen it when I woke up. Honestly, it was kind of rude. Wow, I didn't know I was that good of a shot. Maybe I do have some talent. Oh, and I hope your head is okay. I probably should have said that first. I hope your head is okay. What am I doing? Oh, yes. That thing. I didn't actually think this far ahead. I probably should have. Yikes. If I start this Minecraft server, am I going to die? Is this stream just going to die? Squib streams I didn't even know. True. Scribs doesn't stream anymore, does he? It's the
yes,
Scribs
the creepers were a mistake.
404.
I defined I don't have any modeling programs to do the models. I
What
just
is
write the
that?
code, and I accidentally made a tall. So it was like a
Oh my god, it's part of the...
and that's again
I have
a
this
pig.
mix on you. Well, it's not a mix, but well, it is a mix, I guess. It's YouTube. It's a YouTube video. It's called Minecraft and Chill, and I've never listened to it before. And apparently, there's just someone random talking in the background. I thought my stream was cursed for a second. That was creepy. Okay, while that is loading up, what are we gonna do? We are going to poke around the bukkit API because Scriptcraft is an abstraction of bukkit API, and so basically anything you can do with regular Java modding you can do with JavaScript, or well, with Scriptcraft. And I kind of just want to mess around, see what we can do, see what's... There's no IntelliSense or autocomplete or anything, so we're kind of having to poke around the docs on our own. Anton, what's up? How are you, friend? I want to say great job on the stream elements widgets you made. Thank you. I appreciate that. I'm glad you're having fun with them and making use of them. I always get a kick out of seeing my stuff be used, so thank you. Thanks for the nice words. I think Scrubbo Weya is making a logo for the stream team today. Ooh, nice. I low-key want to ask to join the stream team, but I'm too scared. Maybe I'll ask. Interesting. Have you done bukkit dev before? I have not. Well, yeah, apart from what I messed around with recently with Scriptcraft, but that's about it. I haven't really done any Java, like normal Java. Although some of the examples I was looking at, it kind of just looks like the same as C#, which I guess obviously they're quite similar to each other. I've heard that people go from Java to C# and vice versa. So I'm guessing the syntax of the object-oriented programming stuff is pretty much the same there. There's probably just some syntactical differences and all that. But okay, so here's one that I was working on before. This was just my testing. I did some testing last week when I was doing it. I haven't done much of this recently, which is kind of why I want to get back into it and just have fun with it. But basically you can, this mod, I guess, exposes some global variables and stuff that you can access, and basically anything in the bukkit API you can target. So like the materials, this would be just the same as, I'm not sure what the Java equivalent is, it's like using or imports or something. Basically importing libraries or references or whatever. And then every single JavaScript file is a mod. So the mod files actually go inside plugin down here, but because this mod only accepts ES5 JavaScript, which was a bit of a pain to write, I just installed Babel, or Babel, or however you say it, and right now I just got a nodemon watching this file and then transpiling it into plugin. So I can write ES6 JavaScript and that's all good. and I don't need to worry about not being able to do that. I did want to use TypeScript. I think that would have been fun. There is a TypeScript thing out there for it, but the setup was pretty complicated and I couldn't really get it running. And then it needed Docker, and then I installed Docker, and then I didn't have virtualization enabled. It was just so fiddly. So I managed to get this one working, and it works okay, so we'll stick with it. I haven't really experimented with packaging mods up or anything. I think there is a process for doing that, but right now it's just more me messing around with what I can do with it. I'm sure it'd be, at the end of the day, much easier to just pick up and use Java if I wanted to make a proper mod. But it's kind of interesting being able to use a different language to do this kind of stuff. So yeah. Actually, I have a whole PDF about Java. If I speed read it, maybe I'll actually understand what you'll be talking about. That's funny because we're not actually using Java. But, I mean, that's still kind of... yeah. I mean, when we go over the documentation, maybe that'll be useful. Because without any autocomplete or IntelliSense, it's really difficult to see what... There's like no type checking or anything, so, and obviously Java mods or Java is a type checking language, so you're able to catch all those errors. And I can't really do any of that until I actually try the mod out, which is kind of defeats the purpose of it, but it's still good fun trying to fix those errors, so it's a good exercise in debugging, I guess. I guess you've asked him already. Well, thanks. I was probably going to do it at some point. I don't know. We've both been busy. Not sure if it's exposed, but chat color dot translate alternative or alternate color code is a nice method for text formatting. Lets you use and instead of the crazy character. Oh, the simoleons character. Yes, that would actually be kind of useful, I guess. I got a bit screwed over as well because using this character with regular quotes, just like this, it doesn't. It like breaks it, as I found out. You have to use the backticks in order to make it escape. That was a bit of an annoying setback, but I managed to work out why that was happening. It would just throw an error in the console, which is really weird. But yeah, that might actually be useful. Well, we can check right now actually. It's on the... Let's bring up the bukkit. Chat. So this is... well, obviously all of this is... I think this is just using Java docs, so probably all of this is automatically generated, I would assume. There is a chat color. We could import that, and then we would somehow need to use that. Ooh, interesting. Okay. And it also sucks that we can't, none of these enums are automatically populated. We kind of have to just pull them from the docs. It's honestly pretty backwards what I'm doing, but it's all for fun, so whatever. Cool, okay. And then you said translate alternate color code. No, that's not what I want to do. Translates a string using alternate color code character into a string that uses internal color code character. Nice, okay. And then can I use the enums to instead of the character, possibly? Well, that's kind of interesting, and it's kind of what I wanted. This is like kind of the thing that I want to do is like learn to get better at going between the Java API and JavaScript, like how it translates into JavaScript. So this might be a good first test. Let's try and get one of those messages working. What we can do is when we run a command, we can just get it to say something. Now I need to remember how to do this. So eventually what I want to build up is a library of like utilities that I can just pull in and use. Like if I want to change a block to do something, I can. What are we working on? We are working on getting this. Well, just playing around with making Minecraft mods, but with JavaScript. So we'll see how that turns out. I haven't fully memorized how the structure works. So there's a function called command, which basically creates a sub-command under JSP. So actually, if I go into the server, see if it works. I don't remember where I'm at, by the way. This might be... Oh no, I think I remember. Okay, yeah. I should probably just delete this. Basically, the test mod that I was making replaces all of the blocks with bedrock, and I was doing a challenge run with my friend to to try and beat Minecraft before we couldn't move, and it's actually kind of funny. I recorded the whole thing, but then I realized that I wasn't actually recording game audio, so it was just me talking to myself the entire time. So I'm gonna scrap that. But it was kind of a good test. I wanted to kind of stress test how well the mod worked, and it did decent. I mean, look at that. It's kind of ominous looking. And actually the code for it was pretty simple, which is kind of why, I mean, these mods already exist, and actually I think you're right, there are already Minecraft videos like that, but it was a good sort of test that I wanted to do. So basically, the command is bedrockify start, and then if the set interval, or yeah, because I did do it on a set interval, if it already exists, then it says the infection is already spreading. Then if it's not, it'll start it by getting all the players on the server, which is always going to be 2 because I was just playing with my friend. And then it just creates a interval where it's every 75 seconds, well, milliseconds, sorry, for each player, because obviously it needs to track each player. Otherwise, if it was only tracking the sender, then technically my friend could just run off and the infection wouldn't follow him. So that was something I needed to take into account, and I think that ended up working, so that was good. Creates a location of the player in an object, gets the world, gets the chunk, and then it does a bunch of other stuff, and then it changes random blocks, and then there's like a radius in which the block can change. 16 by 16 is a chunk. But when I was testing it, I found out that was kind of a bit too small, because you could easily run out of the chunk, and then the next chunk it would be sort of all empty looking, and it was just kind of a weird mismatch. So I wanted it to spread out even further than that, so I ended up doing 64 and then 96 up. I think 128 up and then 128 down is the limit, so 256 in total. I might be wrong about that though. And then it gets the block, if it gets the type of the block, and if the block isn't an air block, and it isn't a water block, and it isn't a cave air block, which is, as I found out, a air block that is inside a cave. Apparently there's a different type for that. I don't know why, I don't know what the difference is. It will return. So basically it doesn't replace any blocks that already exist. It just fills up air or water blocks. And then otherwise it sets the block type to bedrock, which is the point of it, and then it just repeats that. Doing it one block at a time was a bit slow, I found out, so I ended up doing multiple blocks at a time, and that's the infection rate. So where is that? Somewhere here. Oh yeah, there's the loop. So for I, blah blah blah. Wee woo. Hot news coming through. Please proceed to your email. What? Hey, thanks, Sam. Thanks, Scribs. I'm honored. Poggers. I'm gonna accept that right now. 1 second. Why is it loading so slow? Sweet money, what's up? What is that emote? That is terrifying. But you've got the pink hand. Mr. Rexer, thank you so much for the resub. You're crazy. I don't know why you would want to do that, but I appreciate it. Too kind, sir, too kind. Where is this? Oh, there it is. What? Oliver, thank you so much for the resub as well. You guys are crazy. And it reminds me of that I do need to fix my alerts. I think they played okay, but the gifts one's still broken. Still need to fix that. I will at some point. It's just this stream is just falling into disrepair, but I'll get my act together once I build my PC, which will be happening at some point. So we shall see. Alright. We are trying... Okay, so... if you've just come in, we're basically making Minecraft mods with JavaScript. And we have no help. We are on our own because of this janky setup that I managed to hack together. Minecraft mods are supposed to be built with Java, and Java is a type checking language, so you are supposed to have IntelliSense when you're writing this stuff, but we don't, so we're gonna have to try and get this going ourselves. It was one of the GlitchCon drops. Oh, nice. I think I only got the badge from GlitchCon. I was like I tuned into the stream, the GlitchCon stream, and then everyone was just typing numbers. Not sure why. I think, yeah, it was a fun time. I think I've been sub for a while. I had that notification queued. Oh, well, I appreciate it. Thank you. How do I want to do this? I think, what did I do? I made a say function. Here we go. Can't say input echo. Oh, so it's just echo. So echo is one of the global functions, I guess. And then player gets me as a player and says the input. So I could do that. But I'm not going to, because I kind of don't want to use global functions if I can help it. I do know there is a broadcast somewhere in the world that I found that I was using. Is it not here? Oh, here it is. Bukkit.broadcast message. So we can actually use that, and then we just need to import bukkit from somewhere. So if we say const bukkit equals org.bukkit.bukkit, I think, or is it bukkit.server? No, it's bukkit.bukkit. And then we say const broadcast will be a good one, input. And then the input will just say bukkit.broadcast message, and then that will just prevent us from having to write that every single time. Is that right? Did I type that right? Yes, I did. Okay. So let's try that out. That's our first call of business. So when we type in the command, let's just say test command. Then we'll say broadcast hello world. I'm not running the thing, am I? So I need to run that. I think I have a recurring sub, since you can't just sub for 1 month. Unsubbing is too much of a hassle, and I like lurking here. I have seen you lurking sometimes. Well, actually most times, because I think you're connected with Chatterino, is that right? That kind of just keeps you in the chat. I've noticed, I don't know if it's just me, but has Twitch changed something recently where you can see previous messages? Or am I just going crazy? Because sometimes when I load into a stream, the chat's already there, but I haven't downloaded anything. I don't know if that's just Twitch, or if that was BTTV or something. Oh, what should I do about this? This is not ideal. I think I'll just wipe. Give me a second, I need to wipe the thing. Let's do that. World, nether, the end. I also want to stop this. Stop. I'm deleting the world. Goodbye, world. Start that again. Yes. Tony, what's up? Hello. There's something going on with that. Ah, okay. So it's not just me. Well, I didn't think it was just me, but I wasn't sure if it was just chat or if it was like BTTV or FFC or something, because I know that they sometimes add new stuff and that's just me off. If you're a mod, I think you see the last 2 hours of messages. Ah, okay. 2 hours. Makes sense. I couldn't work out what the cutoff point was. I knew there was something going on with that. How is Advent of going? I think you're up to date. I think I'm up to date. I don't know, these last few days have been blowing together a bit, the puzzles. Chatterino does show past messages? Ah, okay. Cool. I guess you wouldn't notice much of a difference if you already got Chatterino installed. Jay Brucifer, what's up? How are you doing, friend? It didn't happen when I joined, but I've noticed that. Oh, okay. Yeah, I think they're probably still testing it. Not sure. Please load somewhere nice. Oh, yeah, well, that's kind of, yeah, you know, I'm happy with that. Oh, I need to OP myself, don't I? Oh, I'm already an operator. Oh, I need to set my game mode creative. That doesn't update. What? Here you go. So I don't get attacked by zombies because when I was working on stuff last week, I was like idling and then I just kept getting punched by zombies. So annoying. I'm not very up to date. Too much time doing other things. Hopefully I'll get a chance to catch up. Yeah, it's I think it's just it's not like a major thing. I'm kind of just using it as code practice when I get spare time. It is kind of forcing me to wake up earlier than usual, which is good probably. So hopefully I can keep that going after it ends. Is there one on Christmas Day? I don't know. I think there is. I mean, I don't really have that much going on for Christmas this year because of everything going on in the world right now, so something to look forward to, I guess. Hanging out, nice. Hope you're having a good evening. Thanks, sheep. Still learning Python. Learning about exceptions right now, nice. Exceptions are cool. I didn't really use them too much, but they're definitely great for catching things. I don't know, it's weird because it's like you kind of just want to build your application to the point where you know it's going to work, or I don't know. I guess it's more about those edge cases and everything. So it's a good practice technically. Okay, so we should be able to run our thing, which is called, what did we call it? Test command. It says hello world. There you go. So we want to try making that a nice looking color. And Oliver brought up chat color, so hopefully we can use that. And I'm kind of interested in these enums, so maybe we'll see if we can use that. Just try accept all your code. That's the 300 IQ move right there. Okay, so wait, how do we want to do this? This is inside a thing called chat color, which is in org.bukkit, so let's get that in. Chat color. Spelt the wrong way, it's missing a U, but we'll overlook that. I don't think I'm gonna need these, so I'm actually just gonna delete them. Okay, so this is where it gets complicated, because we don't really have a way to proceed without just sort of bashing our head against the wall and hoping that it works. I think Oliver did say what the syntax should be. Chat color.blue plus hello. Okay. Oh, right. So chat color.blue would just translate into the simoleon sign and the number, I guess, or whatever the color's represented by. So maybe let's try that. Actually, let's just try this. Because we might not need to use the alternate color code then, in that case. Chat color dot blue. That's hello world. And we'll see if that... Well, we can get rid of that first one. And then we'll see if that works. Need to do a reload. Oh, it does work. So it's just that. I didn't even need the other function. Nice. Blasphemy. Color. Spelt incorrectly. I really enjoyed it in the past though. This is my worst year since it started. Well, to be fair, this year has been kind of all over the place just in general, so I don't really blame you. I can see how it can cut out lines of code to detect something and provide a response instruction to handle it. Yeah, so that's definitely a good thing there. Especially useful for when you're dealing with stuff that you can't really anticipate. Just if it encounters an error, then do something else, and that's always good. It's not missing the U, your spelling is wrong with the U. I was reading that sentence and I was wondering if you were just gonna say it's you that's wrong or something like that. Translate alternate color codes is useful if people are specifying the text in a config file. Ah, okay, that makes sense. Yeah, because I could never get the simoleon sign to like appear properly, which is a bit annoying. I want to check out what magic is. I just saw that in the enums. I just want to see what that does. I'm gonna move this over here. Oh, it's that thing. Okay. That looks a bit more cursed than magic, honestly, but I can appreciate that. One of the other cool things is that you can actually execute raw JavaScript with just JS, like this. But I think that's limited to just admins because it's too powerful for regular players to use. But everyone has access to JSP, which is why I think that's what the command function exposes those commands under. I don't know if it's possible to actually make a root level command, but that might be something to look into. I haven't really done too much with the raw JavaScript command. It's not that useful. I guess unless you're just executing stuff in the world. Just messing around a bit, or yeah, I know. We've had our American versus British run-ins in the past, so it's kind of a theme here. Rocker, what's up? How are you? I made an awful thing once where you could run a command with a pastebin URL and it would compile that as Java code and run it. Oh god. That sounds terrifying. I hope you only made that for educational purposes and not for actual use, because I can imagine that going south very quickly if it fell into the wrong hands. Wow, okay. So one other thing I wanted to do is change the quantity of drop types. So you know how you're going around in Minecraft? Oh, I probably need to switch back to the other mode, don't I? Ow. and then you're like punching something like this pumpkin. It drops a pumpkin. Can we make it so that that drop changes after you break it? The answer is probably yes, because there are Minecraft videos of people doing that. But I kind of want to figure out how we can go about doing that. What kind of stuff is included in that. I think we'll need to hook into events, which I haven't done yet. So yeah, figure that out. I like how you considered punching the tree and decided it was too much work. I didn't want to ruin a perfectly good-looking tree, okay? If I punched one block out, I probably would have had to cut down the entire tree, and I think that would have just been a sight for sore eyes. So we just went with the pumpkin instead. And it stays as a pumpkin, you know? It's all good. Doing good. I'm not doing too bad, thanks. I'm festive. It's the festive season, and we're like halfway through December already, but I'm not feeling it this year, like festive-wise. I mean, probably for obvious reasons. Yeah, I don't know. It's just weird. Also, we are going to set. It's not weather, is it? It's time. Back to day because all the creepy crawlies come out at night. Okay, so we know how that works. That's cool. Good to know. Now, what do we need for our event? I do not know. But we're gonna look it up. It's probably not gonna be in here actually, is it? You guys are like coordinating now. Oh no, someone broke the chain. You had a good quack honk pattern going. I don't even know what I'm looking for. Oh, there we go. Scope craft. Scope craft events. I think, I don't know, the GitHub is pretty outdated. There you go. You did this. I did do this. And time will tell if I live to regret it. So far, I don't know. Also, I downloaded this plugin that, or this extension that updates GitHub to be dark theme, and it's been a godsend. Okay. That is that. Where is events? Okay, of course it doesn't have anything on that. Nice. There's got to be a thing. Scribs, what's up? Yeah. Chat is basically just... Are they appearing on the screen, by the way? They better be. It's because when I exported the VODs before, all you could hear was just the quacking and honking sounds, but you couldn't tell who was doing it. So I put that into the chat box so that future generations can see who exactly was causing the disturbance. And you'll be shamed for the rest of time. I don't even know what I'm looking for. I need to find out how to hook into the event that turns... Wait, I think I did see something. When you break a block, you get a block. Oh, I don't even know. No, there's got to be a thing. gotta be a thing. You get dark mode. You get dark mode. Everybody gets dark mode. Block break event. Let's see. Interesting. I kind of just need a Java snippet. Let me look for that. How to get drops. Okay, how do I get what items drops when I drop? Get drops. Unblock break, block break event. And then how do you actually add that listener, or does... How does it know when to call on block break though? So in Java it looks for the event handler annotation. Interesting. Interesting. I feel like I've seen an equivalent. Maybe we can dig around the existing code actually. Oh, what is this lag? We will find what we are looking for. Close some of these tabs. Okay, so in the existing script craft there are quite a lot of examples. I don't know if any of them cover events, but we'll find out. I know there's a player join event actually, so maybe we can look at that, because if that tells us of a way to import stuff or like hook into events, then I think we'll be okay. Maybe spawn, or is that just spawning stuff? And also you do a register class call to register an entire file and make a scan of that. Okay, that's not what I wanted. Maybe examples. Hello player. Oh, hello event. Here we go. Listening for events, greet players when they join the game. Simple event-driven Minecraft plugin to how to handle events. It does not export any functions or variables, that's fine. Blah blah blah. The function defined below will only be executed when a player joins the game. The style of programming is called event-driven programming. Adding new event handlers in Scriptcraft is relatively easy. Use one of the events modules functions to add a new event handler. The events module has many functions. One for each type of event. Each event takes a single parameter. Event handling function, also sometimes referred to as a callback. Okay, yes, we know that. Events connection on join. Okay, so the dot connection bit is probably the events bit. Events. Oh, that's canary. Okay, we're running bukkit, so that would be dot player join. Interesting. So, can we take a look at events? Because that will be where all of these are probably listed. That will probably be under lib. Events. Events helper bukkit. Oh god, I can already see there are a lot. But I think this is what we want. Yes, it seems right. So somewhere in here there would be a player join event. I guess, oh yeah, there it is, okay. So we should be able to use that then. Now, is there a block break? For example, the events block break function is just a wrapper function which calls event on block break event. Oh, so it's just called block break. I think it's just the first one. Okay, yeah. Interesting. Okay. So should we be able to say we don't even need that in a command then? That would just this file will just get executed as soon as the script loads. So if we have a function, say on block break, does it have event? It does have event data, doesn't it? What is that example? Yeah. So we'll say on block break. We'll just okay, so this is the other annoying thing about doing this, is that when you try to log something, you don't like get the thing, but you can't like see what's in it, so you kind of just have to poke around more of the docs. But we'll just see if we do get something from the console. And then it said events. I don't want that. Don't capitalize. That's annoying. Block break equals on block break. Wait, is it function? Isn't it? Yeah, it's a function. On block break. Okay, let's try that. Thank you for the good luck honk. I think that was meant to be more of a disruptive honk, but no. That's a nice looking sunset. Okay. Where is the reload? There we go, reload. And probably need to find a better way to reload the plugin. But you know, it's fine. It's whatever. It's not usually this slow though. Maybe I should unload the other file. Probably causing something. Okay, so let's drag this up over here. Hopefully we break something. We get a block break event object. So we can go look that up and then we'll see what we can do with it. I think I did see that was already in the example, but it's good to test that was actually happening. Have any recommendations on resources to learn HTML, JavaScript, CSS? If you haven't already, I would probably definitely check out the MDN docs. They're always, well, mostly always, yeah, usually always kept up to date. Really good resources for getting introduced to those. There's lots of good like YouTube videos and things. It depends on the way you kind of like to learn. I'm usually quite more of an article person. Although there are times when videos have been more helpful, but I'm usually quite impatient of videos. Just not a good thing. But yeah. Especially for JavaScript, the MDN docs are very good. I know some people recommend W3 schools and stuff, which I think might be okay for HTML and CSS because they don't really change that much, but in some cases they're quite like very outdated. So probably always better to keep on the cusp of what's new. Okay, so called when a block is broken by a player. If you wish to have the block drop experience, you must set the experience value over 0. Okay, we don't need to know about that. Method. Set drop items. Here we go. Boolean. Oh, wait. Boolean drop items, as in. Okay, so we can't actually set what the actual drop items are. There's probably a way to hook into that though. Get block event. So it comes from block event. Interesting. Get block. Get player. Gets the player breaking the block. Is there a way to set what the actual block drop items are though? That is the question. That is the question indeed. Stephen Rafferty, what's up? How are you? What npm package are you using to interact with Minecraft? I am not using a package. Well, it is kind of a package, I guess. It's called Scriptcraft. It takes advantage of Java's JavaScript engine. Let me see if I can. Do I have it open? We don't. Scriptcraft. Oh, I have it open in another tab. It's a bit fiddly to set up, but it's kind of cool. You can make plugins with just one JavaScript file. I was trying. There is a Docker setup implementation with a TypeScript package that might look a bit more promising, but I didn't have. I was trying to fiddle around with getting my Docker installed and everything. It was just a bit of a pain, so I ended up just going back to this. The other one looks a bit more robust though, because you can do it in TypeScript and it has type checking and everything, so it's a bit closer to the Java implementation. So I'd probably try that one if you could, but this one seems to work okay as well. And thanks, Rockhart. I happy to be on board. The team is full of awesome people. It looks like you might have to do get block, get drops. Pass in a tool in hand here. Interesting. What does get block return? The block, okay. Well, wait, can I? Oh, I see, get drops, tools, entity, returns a list of items which would drop by the entity. Returns a list of items which would drop by the entity, destroying this block with a specific tool. So what is item stack? Can I get hand? Is hand a thing? It's sort of just going down the rabbit hole here. Okay, let's just try to get the block then, shall we? So oh yeah, okay, so this is the event You know what? Maybe I should just type. No, I was gonna type block break event because that I could do that instead of, obviously in TypeScript you would do something like this, but then this doesn't like that, and I can't use TypeScript because then it starts complaining. It like does really like tight type checking, and then it like complains about all of this as well. So this is kind of the way that I have to do at the moment, which is a bit of a pain, but it's whatever. How should I approach this? I don't want to try and... Maybe I'll just do this. That's good enough. So this would be get block. Then if we try to run that, we get the block that we just broke. So technically that would say dirt. I think... There we go, craft block, and then we see a block position, and then the block, the data block, whatever. Awesome, because I work in JavaScript a lot. I originally thought you were using the Bedrock edition of Minecraft. Ah, gotcha. Okay, yeah. And that would be interesting actually to use JavaScript with. I haven't looked into it. I'm sure it's possible. I mean, if using JavaScript for the Java edition is possible, then I think anything is possible, honestly. How's performance compared to writing in Java? I haven't written in Java before, but I think it's a lot more tedious because there's not any of the type checking or the IntelliSense available. It might just be specific to my setup. I'm sure if you can manage to get that working, then it would actually be super good if you're already proficient in JavaScript. I think I would be okay with Java because I've done a lot of C#, or like a fair amount at least, that would help me get around Java. But this is more of an exercise and doing it just because I can, and not really any other reason. I think it's just fun to try and explore making stuff with JavaScript, whatever. Get inventory, get item in hand. Or something, but it does feel like you're getting picked. It does feel like you've picked something where dragons be lurking. Well, that is the whole idea behind this channel is, well, not really, but that's how I roll, you know? Oh god. I don't think it likes me running this JavaScript server at the same time as streaming. Ow! That's not good. Okay, so we have the block. I could do const block. Let's just assign that to a thing, because why not? And then we have the block. So what do we want to do with that block? We want to do something else, like get drops. I feel like everything comes back to blocks eventually. Thank you for the follow. Very kind of you. So I think the lo-fi Minecraft... Oh, it's just paused because it thinks I'm away. Classic YouTube. I wish I could edit messages. Wait, what do you mean? I did a lot of TypeScript and learning Java wasn't hard to learn. Yeah, I think once you kind of know one more object-oriented language, you're probably all good, so... I reckon if I were actually serious about making a proper mod, I would probably want to do it in Java. Because one of the other things about Scriptcraft is that all of the commands that you make with this command function. Also, what is that sound? Like an advert. Don't know what that was. So when making a command through the command function, this global command function, that actually exposes test command, so or any other command that you write through the JSP global command. And the reasoning behind that, as the scriptcraft creator said, is obviously not to pollute the global command namespace, which I can understand. Obviously, when you're making, well, not obviously, because I haven't really used Minecraft mods before, but from what I understand, when you're handling Minecraft mods, there is a, is it YAML? I think it's YAML. There's a YAML file for adding commands and stuff, and usually you catch things there or something. But then other people are like, well, you should kind of let that be the decision of the mod implementers and, you know, people installing the mod, leave that decision to them. And then I don't think that functionality of making root commands ever got added, so it seems like everything is just tied to JSP, unfortunately. You can make an alias where you can set a command to be another command, and then you can make it a global command like this, but then it doesn't have autocomplete, which I think is not a good solution, because having commands have autocomplete is incredibly useful. I think having a command that doesn't do that is probably not good. So yeah, if I wanted to make a proper Minecraft mod, I would probably be doing it with Java, because then you just kind of have more control over how it actually works. But yeah, it is what it is. Andrew, what's up? By the way, it makes me wince every time you call a plugin a mod. I'm sorry, I don't know what the terminology is. What is the difference? Are they not the same thing? Does a mod, is it like a mod can have many plugins, but then a plugin, is a plugin a subset of a mod? Or something like that? I don't know. I am working on Minecraft mods, yes. I have actually made one already. Last week. Well, basically, do you remember last stream? It wasn't last stream, it was the stream before last stream. I said I was gonna make, or I was gonna look into making Minecraft mods with JavaScript. Well, practically the next day I got that all set up. And I was messing around with it. And it's pretty fun. Apart from the fact that you're kind of on your own and you have to dig through all of the documentation to work out what you want to do. But other than that, it's pretty fun. Because that's the challenge of it, I guess. And here is something else awesome that I haven't shared yet. I set up a... ignore the fact that I called it Firecraft.js. I had no idea what else to call it. So, yeah. Chillax. Okay. Let me see if I can get this running, actually. CD... Not CD out. CD... that. npm run start. See if this works. It should. I haven't fully explored this yet. I want to dig into what else I can do with it. But basically, I feel like I'd usually associate a mod with actually changing the game client. Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. A plugin does sound more of a... I mean, technically it is a mod because the scriptcraft... Well, actually, is it? Because it did go inside the plugin folder, so I don't know. And there is a plugins thing, so yeah, I can see that. what am I looking at? Did you find a JS library that works in Minecraft? It's kind of... let me copy paste the link again. Basically, it's called Scriptcraft. It is a mod slash plugin that allows you to create plugins using JavaScript, and it runs it off of Java's inbuilt JavaScript engine, which I had no idea was a thing. It is a thing apparently. I can't remember the exact steps I took because when I tried to run it, it said that the JavaScript engine wasn't working or something, and I ended up having to download another version of Java that did have it, like a previous version, because the library that I've just linked is outdated, and well, it's not outdated, but it hasn't been updated to detect the newer JavaScript engine, which is a bit lame. So that was pretty much getting that set up. And then you can just make JavaScript files and then put them in the plugins folder, and then that loads them when you reload the game. Yeah, it takes JavaScript in ES5 only, which is also a pain. So what I ended up doing was setting up a Babel thing so that when I run the watch command, I can basically just transpile from ES6 into ES5, and that just lets me write in ES6, because I don't think I would be able to write ES5 JavaScript anymore. Well, I could, but it's a pain. Not being able to use backticks for string literals and arrow functions and all of that. Can't live without my arrow functions. So yes, transpile down to that beautiful ES5. Do I even dare see what this ES5 file looks like? Not that much different, but I still would like to write it. Oh yes, and const, not being able to use const, that was the other thing. I was trying to write in ES5 and I was like, no, I can't do this. I need to go back. My nephew is all about Minecraft now. It'd be cool to make a personalized mod of him or something. That would be cool. Yes. I haven't looked into packaging it up, but I'm pretty sure if you were just running it locally on your computer or something and you just had the server going, I think that would be more than doable. Hang on, I've got this server set up. Let me go back to the Twitch file. Let me enable this. Don't look at this. Don't look at that, because now, oh wait, hang on. Shoot. I didn't, no. I've changed the thing on this now. Hang on. npx Babel Twitch.js. There we go. Do that. Run that. No, don't run that. That is a thing you should not run because I haven't specified the output directory. I know what I'm doing, I think. Blacksmith, what's up, friend? How are you? Think I'm going to drop off, do a bit of coursework, then sleep. Alright, Oliver, sounds good. It is getting late here in the UK. It is 11:18. I'm probably going to go until midnight. I should have started earlier, but I did not, so... F. Okay, I think I got it set up. So basically, my first thought when making a Minecraft plugin, was, can I make web requests? Can I talk to APIs and stuff like that? And the answer is no. Unfortunately. But there is a kind of workaround you can do. I ended up finding this inbuilt plugin, or module, sorry, called HTTP, which sounds promising, but basically it only lets you make requests in and out. No, actually it is kind of promising because you can make web requests. But I think the functionality for it is kind of poor, as in you can't really add more stuff like WebSockets and things like that. So what it ended up doing was making a second server down here, which I called Firecraft.js. Ignore the name, I couldn't think of anything else. And, well, let me just demonstrate it actually, if I can. Give me 1 second. Reload. How are you doing? I'm doing good, thanks. How are you? How is your day going? I am listening to Minecraft Lo-Fi. Oh look! What a coincidence. Wait. Oh, that's because I was already running the server. I don't know why there are a lot of creepers spawning here now. Oh no, I think I accidentally set it so that every time someone sends a message, it spawns a creeper. Because I was testing that. And I was going to add that as a channel points thing, but I didn't get around to it yet. So I do need to make that a thing. Yikes, that's gonna be a lot of creepers. But yes, that is... I need to... So now that I actually have that server set up, which is here... Not that... Oof, no. TypeScript. I was using TypeScript. So this is basically just a localhost server which connects to Twitch chat, and then it connects to my channel, and then basically every time someone sends a message, it pushes that into an object called events, and then the Minecraft plugin, which is here, is basically just pinging that endpoint every second or twice a second or something. And every time it pings the endpoint, it gets all the messages and then displays them on screen, and then it clears it. So it's basically similar to a WebSocket. It's just polling very quickly. And that kind of provides enough of a real-time connection to bring up the messages in Minecraft. Ow. They're so docile when you're not a threat to them. Creeper test. On their events you can use, for example, plugin load event, where you can load up any WebSocket listeners. Unfortunately, you can't load in additional node modules, or at least it didn't work when I tried. Unless you mean something else, in which case possibly, I'm not sure. I haven't really looked into that. This was just the first solution I thought of when I saw the HTTP module. I think you can only use the modules that this particular mod exposes, so any of these. There is one for interfacing with disk files as well, so that's kind of useful. Where do babies come from? From Twitch chat. Now you know. What's the overall goal here? So basically nothing at the moment. I'm kind of just more familiarizing myself with translating between bukkit API and JavaScript. So right now we're actually trying to work out how to change the drop of a block when you change it, when you break a block. Sorry. Let me actually just get rid of that Minecraft thing, because that Twitch thing, because it's not really. So basically, yeah, there's a set interval where it just does a request to localhost, and then it gets the JSON, and then it prints out the message, and then it also spawns a creeper, because that is a thing that I eventually want to see if I can hook up to channel points, which obviously now that I've got an external server will be entirely possible, because I can basically make that a thing. yeah, let me reload that, and then I think we're good now. I can close this down as well. Cool. So yes, back to the block break function. So, oh god. Basically, we need this. Oh no, I'm too strong, I forgot. What is the command? Game mode. Survival. There we go. So yes, breaking a block does give us this block break event. Uh-oh. Oh no. I forgot the creepers are still around. That's not good. That is very not good. Okay, we are moving away to another place where there is also dirt that I can hit, that there aren't creepers around. Is this a project for someone or just an idea you had? Actually, I can't remember how we came to discuss Minecraft mods, but there was it was 2 streams ago we were talking about something, and then the topic of Minecraft mods came up, and I think I said I wanted to do something like make a Minecraft mod, and then we were like, let's do that, but with JavaScript, because that would be cool. So mods for Minecraft are typically written in Java, which is incredibly different to JavaScript. You would kind of imagine that JavaScript would be a subset of Java in some way, but they're actually like completely different languages. So you would think that they weren't I thought that was a cloud. Compatible, but as it turns out, there is a JavaScript engine inside JavaScript. Inside Java, sorry, now I'm getting my Javas mixed up, which allows this mod to run, so that's pretty cool. Let's try. I do want to at least figure this out before we quit today. So we do get the block information when we break the block, but now we need to somehow set the type. I think that is the next thing to do. Having something like this where people can either put in bits or channel points to be able to add takeaway blocks or mods and mess with the player, it sounds amazing. I can see that getting popular on XQC stream, even if the viewers control him or help out on speedruns. I feel like that. I mean, I can't be the first to think of that, so or at least other people in the stream. So I'm probably sure that's a thing. But yeah, that would be something that would be down to look at making, because now that I can make mods with a language that I'm very familiar with, we can make our own stuff, and I think that's pretty cool. We can make something that because I know some of the top Minecraft streamers or YouTube makers have they literally have their own mini coding team or something where they code up different scenarios for like Minecraft, but I don't know, every time you take a step you have a 50% chance of blowing up or something, like those kind of videos. Actually, I do. So one of the mods that I was testing out making last week when I got this all set up was a mod that basically when you run the command it starts drowning the world in bedrock, and that has already been done before, but it was kind of just a test of whether or not I can do it, and as it turns out, I think managed to get it working. I do have a video because I tried to speedrun Minecraft with my friend to actually see if we could beat it, and we got as far as the Nether, and then we kind of just died because I fell into lava, and so did he. But yeah, it was very fun, and we managed to, I mean, the mod seemed to work pretty well. Let me see if I've got a thing. So it was kind of looking like this, and there was just bedrock spawning everywhere, and it was pretty terrifying actually, because there was a very high, well, as we get more into the video actually, you start to see that there's literally bedrock coming in from everywhere. So that was pretty fun to make and experience the fruits of our labors. The most terrifying thing was that the bedrock was actually going to spawn where we were making the portal, because like we didn't have any diamond like tools or anything, so we weren't able to mine up the obsidian. We had to just make it using buckets and lava. We ended up putting torches down because if a block, well, the way that I coded it, if a block is occupied by a space like a torch or something, then it won't be taken up. But if it's just empty air, then it has a chance of being filled in with bedrock. So we kind of had to move quickly. But the longer we took, the harder it got. So that's something I want to flesh out more and maybe turn it into a thing. It probably exists already. I don't know how freely available, but we'll see. Let's see. So one of the other things that I'm trying to do at the moment is that when you break a block, I want to change the drop that you get from it. So I can imagine something like that where on chat, maybe if chat redeems something like make all drops for the next 5 minutes wood or something, or make all drops for the next 10 minutes sand, or just something ridiculous like that. I think that would be pretty cool. I need to hook into the block events to see how we can actually change the drops though. I'm pretty sure it's possible. So there is a get drops, which I think has a collection. The challenge here is that all of this documentation is in Java, and we kind of have to translate that into JavaScript, which shouldn't be that difficult to do, but when you're not working with IntelliSense, it is a bit difficult because you're kind of poking around in the dark and seeing what works and what doesn't. So getDrop says, returns a list of items which were dropped by the entity destroying this block with a specific tool. So the tool or item in hand used for digging, which I think we could always set that to be diamond pickaxe, right? Because that's just passing in something to the function. I know if you break things with your hand, you don't always get the item that you want. So I think actually this should be diamond pickaxe, or whatever the most durable pickaxe is. I don't know, it's been updated recently. There's something new, I think. A list of dropped items for this type of block. But that actually only returns a list, so maybe that's not what we want, because we want to set what the thing would be. I dig it. I see what you did there. Pun intended. Very clever. Adamantium pickaxe. I mean, there's probably mods out there that have introduced adamantium. I wouldn't be surprised. You know what? Screw it. I'm just gonna Google it. Because even if we get a Java answer, we still need to translate that. Change drop of block Java. No, bukkit. Change drop of block. Changing the item a block drops. There we go. We're onto something. We are onto something. Hello, I'm trying to make it so if a Minecraft, or if a player mines a gold ore or iron ore, they will drop ingots. Oh god, this guy's a bit... Are you dumb? It's not really a way to talk to someone, is it? We have code. To add a drop, here we go. Events.getDrops.add item stack. Mopped up off-topic discussion about rules, snarky responses. Snarky responses. It's a nice way of saying, just don't be a dick. People are obviously on here asking questions, so that people like me in the future can come across it and, you know, see how to solve something. That guy. What's this? YouTube will load it.
You just blowing from stupid down?
Did you just blow from stupid down? Yep, pretty much. Maybe? I don't know. VBI John, what's up? How are you? Good to see you. This forum stream is amazing. Forum stream? Not sure what you mean. But thank you. Need to make that a sound clip. That would make a good sound clip. I can already imagine chat spamming that. How do you know which functions you have to access? Do all the Java functions work in the same as... So yes, so basically it's just a wrapper. It's an abstraction around bukkit, which means that you can access any of the functions, in JavaScript that you can in Java. So for example, when importing references, you can just do org.bukkit.bukkit, basically. And then there are some other things that have been exposed that you can access, which is pretty cool. And yeah, it's pretty neat. This is our event listener that lets us hook into Minecraft events. So there's a module called events, which lets us hook into the block break event. So every time we break a block, we run this function. And then what I'm trying to do at the moment is make it so that when you break a block, it changes what it drops. And I think we'll figure it out. We just need to keep digging through the thingies documentation. What Node.js version did you need? I'm on the latest. I think all the latest should work because you're I'm not technically running anything in Node. It's just the only thing I have running in Node, sorry, is NodeMon, which is just transpiling the ES6 down into ES5. You probably mean the JavaScript. Not the JavaScript, the Java, sorry. Java engine. I think it was 1.15 or 16 or something. There's a certain version that you need to use in order to make it work with the current version of the current build of Scriptcraft, because the Java engine that is targeting is no longer in the current version of Java. It's the JDK that you need, the Java development kit, sorry. And that should have the Java engine in it, and then you just need to target that when you're running. Oh no, I'm being attacked. No, not like this. Okay, well, that's fine. He says through gritted teeth. Okay. Alright, we've got 20 minutes left to figure this out. We can do it, we can do it, we can do it. So, oh yeah, so here's the import, see? So, when you do import org.bukkit.material, it's basically the same thing here, because org is exposed globally, so you can just do const material equals org.bukkit.material, for example. And that's kind of just the way you access all of those different namespaces. Let's see, what is this person doing? There's the event handler for breaking the block. If all list contains key block, int money gets block or item in hand. Well, that's not really to remove. Get drops dot remove. Interesting. Okay. So is it this that we need? Are you sure? An item stack is only designed to contain items. Do not use this class to encapsulate materials for which materials is item returns false. Creates a new item stack derived from the specified stack, sorry. Okay. So I could add something, is that a function? No. There's got to be a way to do this. Nice clean cut answer. Changing block drops. This one seems a bit more recent. Maybe this. I'm wondering how to change the drop of a block using enchantment API. Material. Okay, so that's the materials. Yes, yes, yes. Get block, get type equals type, set type, material air, get drop, drop item actually. Oh, interesting. Get block, get world, drop item. Ah. I'm about to hand in my last assignment of the semester. Nice, dude. Congratulations. What a feeling. That I can only imagine how you're feeling. That is one of the things that I miss about school and uni, is that feeling at the end when you're just done with everything. I don't know. One of those. I think it was at the end of one of my semesters. I had a presentation at like 11, so it was just before lunch, and then I finished it, and then I just walked out, and I was like, well, I don't know what to do for the rest of the day, so I kind of just wandered around town, looking lost. No, I went to go get lunch, and I don't know, it's just weird, because that entire week was just kind of, every moment that I wasn't doing something to prepare or looking at a book, I was feeling guilty, so it was nice to free up time. I think this is what we want. So let's try it. I'm going to move this over here. Oh, here we go. So we want to do block, get world, which I think will be possible because it's a block. Drop item, event, get block, or no, actually, this is just block already. Block, get location, new item stack. Okay, this is where things get a bit tricky. I have one more class from January to May, so I pretend that doesn't exist because myself graduated. Oh yeah, you did say that's worth how much? It's like a minuscule amount, isn't it? I think you're good. You'll be fine. I have been out of school since end of January of this year. So I was very fortunate, and I came home at the end of January, beginning of February, and it was kind of right just before all of the restrictions started coming in. So if my hand-in or dissertation / thesis wasn't in due until the summer, I think I would have probably suffered a bit, because I would have been stuck up there and then not be able to get home. So it was very fortunate timing that I made it home before all of that started happening. Yes, pretty recent. I completed my undergrad in 2017. Yes, 2017, and then I did a master's in computer science starting 2018. And then that was 2 years, so January 2018 to January 2020, and here I am now. I really did enjoy my master's. It was a long way from home, but I think that also helped with getting, I don't know, it was nice to, because I did my undergrad close to home, so it was kind of nice to actually be able to get out a bit more, to explore somewhere I hadn't been. Thank you for the honk, I appreciate it. I've upgraded the chat box to now show who has redeemed honks, so no one is safe from That's how you get everyone to spend their points, you see. You just make something cheap. Okay. We're so close. I just need to focus and get this item stack thing. So, wait, what's item stack? Item stack. Const item stack equals org.bukkit.inventory.item stack new item stack. I have a feeling that this isn't going to work, but we're going to try, because that is what we're all about. And then crying because it doesn't work. So I'm going to set it so that we drop a diamond every time we break a block, and hopefully this works. So I need to also import material. There we go. So diamonds, 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 diamonds. Please work. Please work. I need to respawn, don't I? Yeah. Oh god. I can't wait to build my PC because this is not worth the suffering. It's sad because I only upgraded to this laptop like 2019, I think. Yeah, June. But to be honest, my laptop before that was like getting about 7 years old at that point, and it would literally well, it was getting to the point where it would just shut down in the middle of work because it was overheating, and that was not good. I wasn't about to go into my final semester and do my thesis on a laptop that was prone to committing a libent. So yeah, this did help me get through my final semester, and I'm grateful for that. But it is not up to streaming and running Minecraft servers at the same time. Have I built one before? I have not, no. This will be my first build. I kind of want to put it out on Twitter and be like, can anyone help? But at the same time, I kind of want it to be a surprise because I think it would be a fun first stream on a new PC. So I'm kind of just doing all the research on YouTube and finding out where to or how to build a PC. And that'll be fun. Although I did just check, I thought there were 3080s in my area, and I was sadly mistaken. It's just that the website that I was looking at is poorly created because it allows you to add to the basket, but then when you get to the checkout, there's no option for delivery. I'm not sure why they wouldn't just say, oh, it's out of stock, instead of letting you add to the basket and then getting to the checkout. But yeah, that's kind of annoying. So I'll have to wait. Or maybe I'll look at AMD. I don't know. I've already had like 3 people tell me to do an AMD build. Which I'm kind of hesitant about because I've had AMD laptops for ages and I've been burned by bad driver support in the past. I think it's a lot better now, and I think generally the flagship cards are okay, but I don't know. Paper editions, oh yeah. So I was looking on eBay just for fun to see if there were what the 360s were going for. Someone was selling it for like, how much was it? I can't remember. It was definitely over 1,000. Fortunately, people were down. I was going to say downvote. They were 1-starring it and just saying, "Oh, obviously don't fund the scalpers," and hopefully that no one does because that's just absurd. And obviously, if you are in desperate need of a card and you're willing to pay that amount, you may as well just go for the whole point of the card is that it's good value at 650 or 750. So paying that absurd amount for a 3080 is not really worth it. You may as well just go with a 20 series. Hot 3080s in your area. I appreciate it. Yeah, I'll probably reach out if I have questions. I'll undoubtedly have questions. I'll probably just need to set aside a day where I actually do the build. I need to work out when the best time to buy is. I think... Also, I need to test if this works. It dropped a diamond. There was a diamond in the dirt. Oh my god. It also drops the other block. We need to fix that. But we do have diamonds. We have diamonds. Don't eat the cooling paste. I did help my cousin build his PC, so I'm not 100%. Actually, I guess that kind of counts. I did help him build it, but that was like 3 years ago, so I honestly can't remember too much from it. I do remember seeing someone say on a forum though that they tried to wash cooling paste down the sink and it like damaged the sink ceramic or something. So I don't know why that stuck in my head. It just sounds like it's acid or something. I don't know. Boo AMD. You could do it on stream. Oh, I could. That might be a good idea. I feel like I might get distracted by stream though, and that might cause something else to go wrong. That would be heartbreaking. And then everyone would clip it for the memes, because I know what Twitch is like. We did get this working. Look, it drops diamonds. There's diamonds in the dirt. This is incredible. I need to get rid of the other block though, so it's nighttime and that's scary. Here we go. So how do we get rid of the other block? That is the main question. How do we do that? Oh, there's zombies coming for me. There are zombies. Melly, hello. Yes, we are making Minecraft mods with JavaScript. Which sounds like it shouldn't be possible, and you're probably right. But we are making it happen anyway. I managed to make it so that... Oh god, even the dirt drops. That's incredible. There's diamonds everywhere. There's diamonds in the grass. That's funny. I don't know why I'm so amused by that. Yeah, we need to make it so that the other thing gets killed. Let's see. Get distracted by stream, accidentally blow up PC. Sounds about right. Yes. Make sure you put the cooling paste in the PCIe slots too, so the GPU doesn't overheat. Okay, noted. I will do that. Thank you. And the USB drives, okay. That's a really good tip. I don't know why I didn't think of that already. I mean, that's why they give you the whole tube, right? Like, why would they give you the entire tube if not to use all of it? Now I want to fire up Minecraft. I do want to play Minecraft again, actually. I go through waves of playing Minecraft and then not playing it. Like, I'll play it for ages, like, repeatedly, or like, and then just not for a few months or something. I don't know, it comes and goes. But it's a lot of fun. They've added a lot of new stuff since I last played, like, in the Nether and everything. So that's kind of cool. How would we get rid of the other block? This is what I'm not understanding. Oh, we're so close, chat. We are so close. My cooling base had activated charcoal. Well, that kind of makes sense. I mean, you are a blacksmith. Sounds about legit. I finally played it for the first time a week or so ago. Nice. Minecraft is a lot of fun. It's a classic. There's so many possibilities in Minecraft. It's very chill. Builds 3K PC to play Minecraft. Yes, Minecraft with ray tracing. That will be the first thing I play. Well, I'll do it on stream. Actually, no, that might be a bad idea. It's probably not a... Well, it might be a good stress test. I don't know. I'll start a bit more realistic. Yeah, I'm just looking forward to being able to stream properly and not have to worry about bottlenecks and things like what I'm doing now, running a Minecraft server and this VS Code and streaming and all that at the same time. Okay. We're so close. I'm gonna drag this back over here. So this is what I was looking at. This works for dropping the diamond. That's good. We need to get rid of the other thing. Maybe it's this. Set type material air. Sounds promising. Should we try it? I don't know. If you're putting a 3080 in your build, I guarantee you'll be able to ray trace Minecraft and stream with no issues. I mean, yeah, that sounds about right as well. Assuming you'll also be putting a good CPU in that baby. Well, if I stick with the Intel build, I'll probably be going at an i7 10th series. Which it seems like it would be a good match. And also, I have updated the build list recently to 32 gigs of RAM. So that might help as well. I probably won't need all of it, but I've been saving up since 2014 or 2015, so I think I'm okay. I think we'll be okay. We'll be okay. Alright, this is the moment of truth. That's true, I can download more RAM. Maybe I should just not get any RAM, I could just download it. You know, that would be good. Oh no! It kind of looks okay, but it doesn't because it looks like the item is just flung out at high velocity. Because it's setting the block to air. I don't like that. There's got to be a better way to do that. Alright. How do I get rid of the normal drop? You better SLI your 3080 then. Or say F it and go full 3090. Yeah, I did look at the 3090 prices, and then I cried a bit inside. Yeah, it is a lot. It is a lot. I'm pretty scared to spend too much on my very first build, because I know if the build goes wrong, then that is a lot of money in that. It'd be yikes. So playing it safe, we'll be okay. Remove default drop bucket API. Changing the item of bucket drops, item block drops. Yes, that is what I want. How to remove specific item from mob drops. Maybe this? On a mob drop. Item stacks. Create an item stack and try removing that. Loop to the drops list. Move them from the list. Huh. Interesting. I wouldn't worry too much about it going wrong, to be honest. It's not really difficult to build a PC. Yeah, I have. A lot of people have basically just said it's Lego for adults. So, if my previous experience of helping my cousin build his PC is anything to go by, I'm sure it'll go fine. It's just the pre-build jitters, which I'm sure is a thing. If it makes you feel any better, the 3090 prices are actually really great compared to what the Titans usually are. Oh, interesting. Well, I mean, yeah, it's still a lot. I'll double check. We'll have to see, because for all I know, I could end up literally just playing something like Minecraft. It would be nice to play. I don't know. I think I'm motivated because of my last stream. I was playing 7 Days to Die, which, granted, it's a truly unoptimized game, but it was just painful to stream and force everyone to sit through. So, upgrading my stream quality will be the primary focus for that. Got word my RX 69, nice. 100 XT shipped, nice. That's pretty exciting. Scalped prices, yeah. That's the thing, unfortunately. Okay, I have an idea, because I want to get this done. Block get drops. For const drop of drops, console log drops drop. I think this works. Not 100% sure actually. Let's just console log drops, because I want to see what that returns. We're so close, I can almost smell it. Wait, so what did that do? Craft block? What? This is right. This is right, right? Reload. It's like desynced or something. What happened? Oh, I had something highlighted. Ignore me. Item stack. Okay. And it's an array. So can I do this? Drops for each drop. Console log drop. Fail respond. Had to order directly from AMD since the price is so ridiculous. Yeah, it's unfortunate, and they don't care at all because they're still getting paid either way, which is just sad. I truly hope that no one is paying those scalpers anything. I'm just hoping in the back of my head that no one buys from the scalpers, and then the scalpers are just all out of pocket because they spent all that money getting it and no one's buying. Block, get drops, remove, drop. Oh. Let's try this. This might work. If this works, I'm gonna be so happy. No, we're so close. Why is it still dropping the other block? Are we getting an error? We're not getting an error. Block drop event. Maybe it's on that event. Block break event. Set drop items. That's what we need. Also the Minecraft mix. Oh no, it's still going. I was gonna say. Let me do this. Block break event. Set drop items false. Yes, okay, there we go. This might work now. Because what this is basically saying is set drop items to be false, sets whether or not the block will drop items as it normally would. So if I set that to be false and then manually drop the diamond, then I think that might work. Scalpers just profit off people who have no patience or have too much money. Yeah. I mean, it's a shame either way. I guess you can't really feel too sorry for them. But it fuels them to carry on doing it. Sucks. When I was buying from the store, it had so many users. It ran on text mode mostly. Yikes, that's how you know a site is overloaded. I know, I was looking at Scan, and they have an entire... I think they're still trying to fulfill 1,200 orders. That's a lot of orders. So they're pretty backlogged. I have no idea when they're gonna get any 3080s back in stock. Yikes. Oh. I mean, it kind of works. Block, get location. Wait. It's still flinging it out really, like, at high velocity though, which is a bit annoying. I wonder if there's a way to fix that. Wait, what am I just looking at? It's not this one, is it? No. Get drops clear? No. Maybe, not sure. There's no get drops. This was back in 2016, so. Oof. Oh, hang on, I'm on the wrong. There we go. Mistake, what's up? How are you? Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a nice evening. Adding 0.5, 0.5, 0.5 to the location fixes that problem already. Let's try that. I don't think this will... It feels like it's not going to do anything, but we can give it a go. No, I don't think that was going to do anything. It's probably spawning them at 0.5, 0.5, 0.5. Let's be real. I don't know. Doing good? Nice. I'm probably going to be heading off here in a second. I think we managed to get it mostly working for the most part. It kind of just flies out at really high velocity though. It's really weird. Not sure what's causing that. I think it is this set drop items false. Maybe I should do that after I spawn. Let me just reload again. Still kind of high velocity, if I'm honest. Yeah, it's a bit too much. Let's try sending that back to false, and then we'll see. Are you using Node to talk to a Minecraft plugin API? I'm using Scriptcraft, which is a Minecraft plugin that lets you write Minecraft mods in JavaScript. Minecraft plugin, sorry, in JavaScript. Mods, plugins, all the same thing to me. So it's not necessarily Node, it's just regular JavaScript. I'm using Node to transpile ES6 down to ES5 though, because it only takes stuff in ES5. Oh god. Yeah, it's still flinging them out really far. That's bizarre. I wonder why that is. I don't have any of this running. Maybe drop item naturally. Get LB underworld, why not? So drop item naturally. Oh, okay, so it's just drop item naturally. Ow! Bro, what are you doing? Yikes. So this will be drop item naturally. And then we'll see if that works. I always hoped there was a way to do that. I'm pretty sure everything is possible now. We're living in an interesting age. I don't know if I would recommend doing it this way over just using Java though, because the way that I've had to set it up, it was a bit finicky, unfortunately, and you don't really get any autocomplete or any IntelliSense. So trying to work out what to do has been quite complicated. I'm having to refer to the bukkit API, which is all in Java anyway, so it's a bit annoying. I think if I were to write an actual mod like properly, I would probably want to do it in Java, just for the type support. But it's kind of fun exploring what's possible with this and everything. Oh, it works. I think. Oh no, it's still dropping the other block. Okay. Let's try setting that to be that one. This might be it. Yes, poggers, we did it. We've now changed the drop type of an object, and it looks normal now. It's not flying out at high velocity. Yes, cool. Okay. Wait, does it work for... Oh, interesting. Doesn't do it for... Well, that would probably be a thing if I wanted it to be. There's diamonds everywhere. Wait, now I'm curious. It's changing the one to be something like math floor, math random times, let's say a stack, and then at least one. Will this give us potentially a stack every time we break a block? I've always just wanted to get stats from any API to just put on my website. Yeah, that would be neat. I'm scared. Ooh, it does work. We get a random amount every time we break a block. That is a lot of diamonds, friends. We're rich. Rich, I say. Can't do anything with them, but I'm pretty happy with how that turned out. And that was all just changing this. So it has a random chance to drop between 1 and an entire stack of diamonds. Wait, so technically I could get a thing like this going. Possible materials. Material diamond, material, what's something else? Gold, material. Wait, it's probably gold ingot, isn't it? It might just be, well, we can look it up. Material enum. My mind is going a million miles a minute thinking of all the possibilities. There is a lot of possibilities. That's the super cool thing about this entire thing, is that once you kind of have a hook into it, it's like, oh my god, what else can I do? And that's kind of what I want to do with this, is like just slowly get more familiar with how you do things, because really I think the majority of mods I want to make will just kind of include these basic things, like changing what something drops or changing what a thing is. And if I have like a utility library of that kind of oh, this will just be iron ingot, wouldn't it? Yeah. Functions, then I'm pretty much there already. Oh, this needs to be material. Why? And there we go. So I could go new item stack, possible materials, math floor, math random times possible materials dot length. So it could be random every time, and then a random amount as well. Oh god, why did I do that? I was just gonna clear all of this up here. There we go. Diamonds. Diamonds. Gold. Diamonds. Iron. Nice. Alright, have fun. I'm off to bed. Oh yeah, shoot, it is getting pretty late. I need to configure Azure tomorrow. Nice. Enjoy that. Hope, have fun. I'm probably going to be calling stream here, actually. I have had a lot of fun with today's stream. We managed to get this drops working, which is super neat. Pretty excited about what I can do with this. And we also did something else big, which was hook into events, which is this whole block break event. So that's pretty exciting. Which means that we can hook into all the other events that are available, which is somewhere here. And yeah, we'll probably do more streams of this. We'll figure out what else we can make, what other events we can listen to. There's like it could just be an event. Maybe we'll have to come up with a task with what we can do next time, but it'll be pretty exciting. Yes. Andrew, Mr. Xer, Rockhart, have a great rest of your evenings. Congratulations again, Andrew. Oscar Delta, that is. Unless Rockhot also has school projects that they're handing in. Assignments. I'm not sure. Congratulations for handing in your final assignment. Mystic, anyone else lurking in chat? Have a good night. I will catch you on the flip side, as they say. Because I'm cool like that. Yeah. Right. Good night.
Mendez, did you check on him when he's chilled down?
Yeah.